Hello, friends, and welcome to Learning Salesforce with Sebram and to my very first video. I'm glad that you are here, and I hope this video will be helpful. So, I started my Salesforce journey in July of this year, and I'm excited to share some of the things that I've learned along the way. Since becoming a certified administrator in October, I've been working on my portfolio. So, that's briefly what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. We're going to look at exactly how to get started on one. So, here we go. The very first thing I recommend is this project on Trailhead called Build Your Personal Portfolio on Salesforce. Now, there are a few things that I kind of had to learn on my own that I wanted to point out. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. So if you will go here to create a portfolio site, you will notice it says that you can create your portfolio in a free Trailhead Playground or in a Developer Edition org. Personally, I would recommend doing this in a Developer Edition org because playgrounds do expire if you're not working in them. So, say for example, you create your portfolio in a playground and you get a job, and a year from now, you're like, oh, let me add this project to my portfolio. And you go and it's not there. So we don't want that to happen. So that's why I would recommend doing it in a developer edition. And obviously you can go here, developer.salesforce.com/sign up to get one. And then you can also connect it to your hands-on orgs on Trailhead if you wish. You would just click here to connect org, log in, and then you can see here where mine is connected. So we're actually going to launch this. And I'm going to show you guys how to get started. So the very first thing you're going to want to do, you will notice here where it tells you to enable digital experiences. I would set your domain name before you do this. So if you go back to your org, you can do this by going to setup, and then in the quick find box, you would go to my domain, which is under company settings. And then here I have already created mine, but if you're seeing this page for the first time, you should see somewhere about the middle of the page where you can change your domain name. You'll notice mine changed from this to this. Your current domain is going to be whatever you have set for your organization name. So for example, if I go back over here to company, under company settings here, if you go to company information, whatever you have set for your organization name, that's what's going to default there at the beginning. So you may have the school you're currently attending, you may have student, you may have your name. I have Talent Stacker. That's just a career development program that I'm a part of, but I don't necessarily want it to say Talent Stacker um, on my portfolio like that. So that's why I changed mine. You'll just be able to change this first part. So I changed mine to Sebring LeCompte Portfolio. You could change yours to your first and last name, your first name, however you wanted it to look, but I would definitely do something personal to you. Once you change it and refresh, it should bring you to this page, and then you'll want to deploy it. So here I'm going to click a deploy. And I'm probably going to have to log back in. See if this works. And then we're going to register. Let's see, I'll do this later. Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to do is enable experience. So here, that's where this is right here. We're actually going to do this under service setup. So if you're following along here, like I said, I created my domain or set my domain before starting this. So I'm just kind of going to walk you through the rest of this and just give you a little feedback on some things that I noticed. So, all right, here we're going to go to service setup. And we're going to go to experiences. Digital experiences under settings. We're going to actually have to enable digital experiences. So once you click on settings, here you can enable it and see it'll tell you here. It says to get started with digital experiences, you must first enable it and select a domain. So it's going to use your domain name. So that's why I recommend, like I said, before you enable this, to set your domain name, because it's going to have whatever you have in there. All right, so we're going to enable it. And you see here, it shows what I created earlier. So, and then we're going to add, so we're going to save that. All right, we're going to enable digital experiences, registered domain name. Yes. Um, okay, there we go. All right, perfect. This is where it's going to bring you. It's going to say you can now create experience cloud sites. So if for some reason it doesn't bring you back to this page, you would just go to the gear icon and then setup under service setup, and then under digital experiences, you would click on all sites. So you'll notice here I have no sites. So I'm going to create a new one, which is going to be my portfolio. All right, we're going to choose a template. Let's see, if we go to here, it's going to recommend that you select customer account portal. So that's what I'm going to do. And then you just click get started. All right, you're going to enter a name. You can always change this later. I'm just going to use my first and last name since this is my portfolio. And then here, this is optional, but I'm going to just add portfolio here at the end also. Make sure I spelled everything correctly. And then we're going to click create. I am going to post some more videos as I go along building this, so hopefully it will be helpful to someone. This may take just a minute or two, but I did want to point out one more thing that we need to enable once this is completed. Okay, once it is created, it will bring you to this page, and then what you're going to do is click on Builder. And this is where you actually get to build your portfolio site. So this is kind of the fun part. If you're a creative person like me, you can really get into this and make some really cool looking pages. I'm not going to get into making pages today, but you can tell it'll kind of give you like a default here to begin with, but we're going to make it look really cool. So the very first thing I want to point out though is under settings. Once you create this, or if you want to go ahead and do this, um, you will need to click on settings here, and then under public access you will want to make sure this box is checked so that users can actually see your site without logging in, because otherwise if they go to your portfolio URL, they're going to be prompted with a login box and nobody wants that. So you can go ahead and check this and leave it checked. It's not going to make anything public until you hit publish up here. So just make note of that, because when I first did this, I was like, what is going on? Why is it prompting a login box? And that's what I needed. So just make a note of that. Um, so we'll just leave it checked. That is going to complete my video for today. I hope some of that was helpful for someone. If you have any feedback or questions, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.